Hi everybody, this is your news. Now, what I'm going to do is to read this article for a while back. It's cried Echoes of History. Are we sleepwalking into a war? Naebody's sikkin. A quaint but relentless drumbeat is growing a louder over the world. It's the soon of factories, carrying out advanced weaponry, with national budgets diverting billions for public services to defence, and a political rhetoric shortening until adversarial haverings. The world is re-aiming at a pace nae seen in decades, with military spending soaring past a dumbfoundering $2.7 trillion. History gives a chilling warning. This is for the prelude to what world war looks like. So, and now our arms race on a war machine. From the plains of Eastern Europe to the waters of the South China Sea, a global arms race is accelerating. Spurred by the war in Ukraine, European nations are re-arming with urgency. Germany has doubled its defence budget. Poland has committed 4% of its GDP, and even historically neutral nations are joining military alliances. In Asia, China's rapid military expansion has triggered record defence spending in Japan, Taiwan, and Australia. This is a security dilemma in action, a toxic feedback loop. For a nation's defence bigging up is seen as an offensive threat by its rival, garnering in to arm themselves in turn. It's a machine that runs on fear, and business is booming. But fit as is fur. While the specifics vary, a conflict is being framed on both sides as an existential fecht for the future. Say, a war of words, a propaganda we're arguing. So for folk Biden in the West, the fecht is to defend a rules-based international order and democratic values against a rising authoritarianism. It's a narrative of freedom versus oppression. For folk in state-led nations like China and Russia, a narrative is in a national sovereignty and resistance. They see the West's promotion of democracy as a pretext for interference in a system designed to siphon global wealth. They argue their model gives stability and economic furthering, and they are bigging a military to protect it for what they see as a predatory and hypocritical world order. Both narratives are powerful. Both are east to convince ordinary folk that the immense sacrifice required for military escalation is namely justified but necessary for their very survival. And both obscure a simple truth. An average Chile in London, Aberdeen, Moscow, or Beijing shares the same fundamental desire for peace and prosperity for their families. The ridiculous price of destruction. See, the muckless absurdity of this bigging up is the opportunity cost. War and preparation for it are attacks on all of humanity, stealing a better future for us. Consider this. A cost of a modern fighter jet could fund the salaries of thousands of teachers, or bigger wheen of new hospitals. A sailor spent on a cruise missile, a weapon designed to be destroyed upon ease, could give clean drinking water for whole communities forever. Trillions we spent ilka year on our collective war machine would be mair nor enough to tackle the truly existential threats we face, such as climate change, pandemics, and extreme poverty. We are forced to invest in instruments of our own potential destruction, while the tools for our collective salvation bide unfunded. We are bigging self-destroying munitions instead of life-affirming infrastructure like schools, railways, and clean energy grids. This next bit's about escaping our barbaric past. This is what I'm about. See, it's easy to feel despair, to believe that war is just an inevitable part of the human condition, but it isn't. History shows us that humanity is capable of profound moral progress. Practices once thought as permanent fixtures of society, from slavery and ritual human sacrifice to dueling and a divine right of kings, are now seen as barbaric relics of an unenlightened past. We abolished them because collectively we decided we could do better. War is nae different. It's a failure of diplomacy, a failure of imagination, and a failure of humanity. A future without war is possible. It gars us to turn away from the simplistic propaganda we're getting, and just to spear for a new kind of security. And it's nae based on confrontation. It gars us to have the courage to see the world as nae a zero-sum battleground for competition, but as a shared aim, with shared problems. But just as we look back with horror, accepted brutality of the past, future generations might aye look back at our time and speer, who could we hae ever thought the industrial scale slachter o' our ain kin was a legitimate tool of politics? We could be the generation that makes that future possible. Now, if you want to ken mair, thocht pieces like this come along to your news, we do a sorts of news and I'm sick and mair folk can come along and just help putting together articles and reading them out. And we either reading the articles out, fit will be doing is training an AI model, and that's what I'm doing with the articles I'm screaming and So, aye, like and subscribe for more.